So in this video, what I'm going to do is really showcase the power of ChatGPT and show you what you can do in your own business. So if you have the pro version, you're going to have ChatGPT 4 right here. I'll be using ChatGPT 4 for the entire demonstration. However, guys, you don't necessarily have to. You can use 3.5 for most of these situations without any sort of issue. So this is where you're going to be typing in your basic questions into ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say, test, is this thing on? So essentially, I'm just testing it to make sure it's working. Of course it is. However, here you go. Yes, I'm here and ready. How can I assist you today? So as you can see, you can just type random things. I don't know. How can you help? If you really don't know what to talk about, you could do something like this. So if you've never used ChatGPT before, you could definitely just ask it, well, how can I help? And it will go through here and tell you can answer questions, give recommendations, tutorial and guides, technical help, creative writing, language translation, productivity, entertainment, advice, and there's so many more things that it actually will do for you. And as you can see, it's not something that you have to be really like structured in. You can just ask it simple questions and it's going to know basically what's going on. However, in this, I'll be showing you specifically how to ask questions in a way that you're going to get the best results. So if you are going to ask questions in a structured way, this is typically the best way to do it. Who is ChatGPT acting as is step one. Step two is, what do you want ChatGPT to do? And step three, any additional parameters. This is the basic format that I use for all of my prompts whenever I am asking any questions of ChatGPT or trying to get additional information. Knowing this, we're going to do this. I want to create a business. I want to create a drone business from scratch. You are a marketer who is going to help me create a business. Business I want you to create is going to be a drone service provider business. You are a marketer who's going to help me create a business. Business I want you to create is going to be to build a drone service provider business. And the last thing is any additional parameters. So this is what I want to tell it as far as like what equipment I may have or where my location is. So I'm just going to say I have a Mavic 3 Pro and I am located in the Oklahoma City metro area. Give me 10 ideas for names for my new business. Here we go. All right, I like this. So Skyline OKC Drones, Maverick Metro Media, Heartland Hovertech. So I definitely see where it's going with here and why it likes some of these. All right, I can definitely see this. So I'm going to actually ask a different question. I'm going to ask, why would you suggest number one? It's going to be suggesting Skyline's Oklahoma City drones because the word invokes images of the city's silhouette. OKC is for Oklahoma City. And then drones is direct to the point. Makes a lot of sense. So that's why it selected Skyline's OKC drones. However, I think I like Heartland Hovertech. Let's go ahead and do that. From now till I tell you to stop, we will be starting number 3. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. We'll focus on number 3, Heartland Hovertech. That is our new name. Now that we have a name for our business, let's go ahead and build a logo. Give me 5 logo ideas for our new business. Logo design is usually visual. However, here's just some different ideas. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what it told us about the logo ideas. Heartland Horizon is a silhouette of Oklahoma's distinctive landscapes like the plains, perhaps a notable landmark at the base. So there's a lot of options for that. We have a scissor tail sculpture over I-40. That could be a good little landmark that they could use for that. So earthy tones. Yeah, makes sense for Oklahoma. I like that. A tech wing, more of like a modern look to it. Oh, this one is a heart shape for Heartland. Makes sense. The hovering H monogram. Heartland hover. Okay, H and H makes sense there. Okay, so there it gives an idea of what you can do as far as your logo. Now, if you want to get bonus points, you can take this information and drop it into Midjourney, and then you can actually create these logos. But we're not going to do that today, but these are some good ideas that you can go into. Now that we have our logo, now let's go ahead and create our unique selling position. I talk about a unique selling position and how important that is all the time. Well, this is a way that you can get some ideas. So generate me 5 unique selling positions for our new business. And it describes what a unique selling position is. All right, so our USPs have been created from ChatGPT, and they're not bad. Not great, but they're definitely okay. Born and raised in Oklahoma's heartland, our intimate knowledge of the region ensures unparalleled aerial captures. And it talks about the benefit as well, which I do like. Advanced Tech Mastery harnesses advanced capabilities of the Mavic 3 Pro. Rapid turnaround time, that is a good one. Times of the essence, trust in our commitment to deliver your aerial footage with an industry-leading turnaround time. All-in-one solutions, safety first. All right, awesome. So that gives you a good idea on at least starting on what you can look at. What else you can do is I want you to focus more on the benefits and less of the features. And you see how this works. Like, you don't have to be super like structured in how you do this. It went back through and changed this a little bit up and made it focus more on the actual benefits and less of the features. So there you go. It's not great, but it definitely gives you a good starting point. All right, let's go to the next one. So the next one to do is, now that we actually have a USPs that we can use, please identify my target demographic. Let's see how it does on this one. All right, so these are some different target demographics that you can look into. So the first one it talks about is real estate professionals. And the reason why is because they showcase properties, especially large estates or properties with significant land, in a compelling way that ground photos cannot. That is definitely true. Local businesses, very similar. Agricultural. All right, so I like this. So it's definitely a good start. Now, what it's doing though, this is doing a potential target groups, right? Anytime you're crafting a target demographic, you really want to nail one down. So let's go ahead and talk about construction and development firms. I want to focus on number 4. For the rest of the prompts, that will be our target demographic. We're going to be doing construction development firms. That's what we really want to focus on. So here we go. And now that we've done that, now it tells us essentially how we're going to modify everything going forward to actually create a unique selling position and our mission statement and all of our messaging towards construction and development firms. When targeting construction and development firms with drone services, there are several key areas considered in terms of offerings, marketing, and relationship building. These are some potential directions and options. So what it's telling us is basically these are some different things that it can think of, and we need to essentially pick which one or which types of services and marketing strategies and relationship building strategies and pricing models, all these different things are we going to be working on for our business. So we have progress monitoring, site analysis, safety inspections, 3D mapping, asset inspection. Now for our company, we do 3D mapping. That's what we're really good at. So let's go ahead and do the 3D mapping. I think that one makes sense. Let's focus on the 3D mapping side for this demographic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tell it to create us a mission statement. Please create us a mission statement for our new business and demographic. Now let's go ahead and do a mission statement. All right, so this is the mission statement that it generated. We have, at Heartland Hovertech, we illuminate the future of construction in Oklahoma City. Harnessing the power of advanced aerial technology, we transform the landscapes of today into precise 3D maps for tomorrow. Our commitment is to empower construction and development firms with unparalleled insights, ensuring that every project is rooted in accuracy, foresight, and innovation. Building together, soaring higher. Ooh, I like that. That does sound really good. Let's keep moving on. And the next thing we're going to be going into is create a service offering for our business with descriptions of the services. So here we go. This is a tailored service offering for Heartland Hovertech. And again, we are focusing on 3D mapping for construction and development firms. So the first one we have here is preliminary site analysis. Before the first brick is laid, our drones soar over your construction site, capturing comprehensive data. We transform this data into 3D maps, providing a foundational tool for optimal project planning, efficient resource allocation, and strategic site layout decisions. Okay, I like that, right? And it's very focused on the benefits as well. That's something I really do like about this. Construction progress, 3D mapping, topographical mapping, safety and compliance oversight, asset inspection and infrastructure analysis, integration with construction software, post-construction as-built maps, custom mapping solutions. Okay, so it's definitely going a little bit off track here from what we originally were going to be going into. And a lot of this is not something you'd be able to do without having additional software, but you guys can definitely see the potential here. Like, this definitely helps you at least get started. And that's really what the important thing is for ChatGPT. Now, of course, what else we can do here is we can also build a business plan from this as well. So I want you to create a business plan. I want you to create a business plan for this new venture. Let's start with the executive summary. All right, now I'm curious to see what it does because it has so little information that I don't even know if it's going to be able to do anything, but let's give it a shot. So executive summary, business name, business model, objective. Okay, so far so good. All right, so this is what we got. So executive summary. This is not really the way that I would craft it, but it definitely works. So we have the business name right here, the business model, objective, right? The vision, the mission, services. Okay, those are the same services we had before. The market, competitive advantage, local expertise, advanced technology, niche focus. Okay, those are the advantages that it's saying that we basically have. This is really the USPs that we were talking about earlier. Financial goals right here, future prospects, and of course the conclusion. So this is really basic as far as the executive summary, but it's definitely a good start. Now, whenever you're doing a business plan, there's a lot more to it than just the executive summary. This is just the first of many, many, many steps. So if you do not know how to do a business plan or you don't actually have a business plan, make sure to watch the video. I'm going to put a card right above my head. So now that we have our business plan started, now you have to go through and build the rest of the sections and of course actually go through and make sure it's accurate, right? It has so little information. It doesn't know anything about you. However, it's taken a ton of assumptions and building out what it thinks makes the most sense given the very little amount of information that it actually has. Now, the next thing we're going to do, now that we have a business plan established, I want you to create a Facebook page for this business. Please follow all best practices when creating this page. Okay, it can't actually create it, but it can guide the process. Okay, here we go. These are the actual and this is actually a really good point. So it's doing a step-by-step of exactly how to actually build it out. So it shows you log into your account, start the page creation process, choose the page type, and then the business details. This is what I was really looking for whenever, I was really looking for this whenever I asked the question, but it gave me the additional stuff as well. So page name, Heartland Tech. You can type drone service or 3D mapping. Address and phone number. Obviously, we're going to need that. And it just goes over a description of exactly how this is built. All right, so now this has been completed. Let's go back up and we ended right about here. So the next thing it says is add a profile and cover photos. So it's recommending the business logo or an image of the Mavic 3 Pro drone. Make sure it is clear and centered. It also shows us what the cover photo requirements are. Also, it says a short description. The short description is empowering construction projects in Oklahoma City with advanced 3D mapping using drone technology, building the future pixel by pixel. Then it also says create a username or vanity URL at Heartland Hover Tech. I don't know if it's available and neither does it, but there we go. Fill out the rest of the section. Call to action, post regular content and invite friends and contents. Well, it says regularly post content, so create a Facebook post on our new page announcing the opening of our new business. So it's going to be the Facebook post on our brand new page announcing it. All right, so as you guys can see, it puts in the emojis, it bolds it, it goes right through here and really just breaks it all down on what Heartland Hover Tech actually is, and it even gives a discount. That's cool. Look, it also gives you the hashtags right here, and it also tells you what sort of image that it recommends you put for this. So you can also say, now create a Twitter post to announce as well. So as you can see, this is a Facebook, and this is going to be a Twitter. It even says there's a character limit and needs to be concise yet impactful. Here is the Twitter post. So as you can see, this is broken down, appropriate for Twitter. So yeah, you can use this for social media and it can do a ton of different stuff and it's really valuable for that. Now, what also you can do is I want you to create an email that I can send out to the target demographic in the area. All right, let's see what it does here. I wanted you to create an email that I can send out to the target demographic in the area. Revolutionizing construction in Oklahoma City with advanced 3D drone mapping. Dear so-and-so, I hope this email finds you well. My name, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new era of construction and planning efficiency in the Oklahoma City metro area. Introducing our company. So as you can see, guys, like this does it entirely. This is so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, if you guys are finding value, make sure to like and subscribe because this is the stuff that I like showing off to you guys. All right, so it says, this email is structured to introduce the company, highlight the benefits, and engage potential clients with a special offer. Personalizing the email with the recipient's name or company name will make it more effective and can be done easily using email marketing tools or software. Really cool on that part, and it generates the email, and like, you know what? It is one heck of a start, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do the next one. Next one I want to show you guys is I want it to create a sales script. Create a sales script that I can use to contact my target demographic. So this is going to be a phone sales script. So phone rings. All right, how can I help you? Hi, my name is blank from Heartland Hovertech. May I speak with the person responsible for construction, planning, or project development? And you see it just goes right through and breaks down a good step-by-step process of what you would do if you wanted to use this for a sales script. This is awesome. So it's not perfect, and it very rarely will be. You need a lot more information and things of that nature, but the cool thing about ChatGPT is it gets you a really good starting point, and that's the value of it. It's a brainstorming mechanism. It's something that gets you close enough to at least get started, and then you just tailor it and adjust it for your specific needs. So now the next thing we're going to show on here is I want you to list out the most common objectives that my target demographic would have and give me the best ways to overcome them. This was a sales script that I can use. However, I want to know what are the main objections that people are going to have whenever I offer the services, and of course, what are the ways that I'd be able to get above them? We already have a method system in place for site mapping and planning. I understand and respect you have a trusted method in place. However, technology and techniques constantly evolve. Here you go. Basically saying that we'll do a demo for you. We're not sure if this technology is within our budget. We're concerned about the safety and reliability. We've tried drones before and they didn't work for us. These are all very good objections that do make a lot of sense. So the point here, guys, is this tool is phenomenal. There are limitations on what it can and can't do, so you need to be very cognizant of those. However, it is a fantastic tool that should be utilized as often as possible. Not using ChatGPT all the time is absolutely a mistake. And if you want to learn about other mistakes that business owners make sure to check out this video where I go into them in detail.